Under the bright lights of Hollywood, where fame and glory are always present, sometimes great losses come quietly and unexpectedly. Behind the fame are people with real-life stories, sometimes painful, and not always known to the public. In particular, many Black actors have left a deep impression on the audience before they passed away too soon, leaving the whole world in mourning. From health problems to tragic accidents, here are 20 of the most shocking departures that Hollywood and fans will never forget. Watch the whole video to discover the stories behind each departure. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next content. Chance Perdomo. A man who is always full of fun, laughter, and love. And I can say with certainty, from my own experience, that he is the kind of person who makes any group feel like a real family. Chance Perdomo has one of those faces that you can't forget. Born on October 19, 1996 in Los Angeles, but raised in Southampton, England, Chance brings a unique blend of American charm and British decency, something that is rare in any young actor. His British accent alone makes the character charismatic and full of personality. Viewers first noticed Chance in the BBC drama Killed by My Debt, where he took on a serious and cautionary social story. However, it was his role as Ambrose Spellman in Chilling Adventures of Sabrina that brought Chance to a global audience. As Sabrina's eccentric cousin, Chance brought wisdom, humor, and a charming mystery to the character of Ambrose, making him a favorite character in the series. After Sabrina ended, Chance continued to show his outstanding acting ability when participating in Gen V, a spin-off of The Boys universe. He played Andre Anderson, a young superhero with the ability to control magnetism while struggling with the pressure of family expectations. The role was highly appreciated, and Chance was an important part of the success of the series. However, on March 29, 2024, Chance suddenly passed away in a motorcycle accident. He was only 27 years old and at the peak of his career. The accident happened while he was riding his motorcycle, a hobby he especially loved in his spare time. It was one of the most heartbreaking and unexpected losses, leaving fans and colleagues in shock. Chino XL is a rap artist known for his profound and unique lyrical writing abilities. Derek Keith Barbosa, born July 25, 1968 in the Bronx, known by his stage name Chino XL, is one of the highly regarded lyricists in the hip-hop scene. He stands out with his metaphorical and reflective rap style. Songs like Creep and No Complex show a subtlety in expressing personal themes and difficult experiences in life. Chino has also had lyrical confrontations with many other artists, including Tupac Shakur, but his talent has always been recognized throughout his career. He released many albums and collaborated with many artists, maintaining a serious position in the rap world. He did not follow trends, but created works of lasting value. On July 28, 2024, Chino XL was found dead at his home. This is a great loss for the music community and those who loved him. He passed away at just 55 years old, and with little known about the personal challenges he faced. His death has left many mourning and reminding people of the importance of taking care of their mental health. Erica Ash. Well, listen up. I want to share something about her. A talented, quirky woman who always knows how to make an audience laugh. Erica Ash is one of those rare actresses who can make you laugh until your stomach hurts. She has an amazing ability to switch between comedy and drama, as if with the flip of a switch. Born on September 19, 1977 in Florida, Erica began her entertainment career as a model, before finding her true passion in acting and comedy. She made her mark on shows like Mad TV, where her charming performances and unique characters kept audiences laughing week after week. But Erica doesn't just stop at bringing laughs. She also showed her acting chops in Survivor's Remorse, playing M. Chuck, a tough lawyer who isn't afraid to speak her mind. The film explores deep and heavy themes, but Erica delivers a performance that perfectly balances strength and emotional vulnerability. She then made her mark in Real Husbands of Hollywood, where she played Kevin Hart's wife. Their on-screen chemistry and comedic chemistry were truly memorable. Erica also starred in the TV series In Contempt, playing a passionate and courageous public defender who fights for justice. She showed that she could handle the tension in courtroom scenes as well as the humor in everyday life. On July 29, 2024, the entertainment world was shocked by the news that Erica Ashe had passed away from cancer. She was only 46 years old, a very young age for a woman of such talent and so much more to tell. Her family kept the battle she went through in secret a secret, which shows that Erica always cherished her private life, even when she was a public figure, and always shined in front of the camera. Mandisa is a Grammy Award-winning Christian singer with a powerful and soulful voice, born on October 2, 1976 in California. She grew up in a musical church environment with a choir where she developed her love and talent for singing. Mandisa was a contestant on Season 5 of American Idol in 2006, where she quickly became one of the most popular contestants due to her impressive voice and positive attitude. Although she did not win but finished in 9th place, she used that foundation to build a successful music career, especially in Christian music, after the competition. Mandisa released several albums that topped the Christian music charts. Songs like Overcomer and Good Morning have become inspirational hymns for those going through difficult times in life. She has been recognized with a Grammy Award for Best Contemporary Christian Album, proving her talent and influence in the music industry. Mandisa passed away on April 18, 2024 at her home in Nashville at the age of 47. The cause of death was determined to be complications from grade 3. Obesity, one of the most severe obesity conditions. This is a reminder of the importance of personal health care, as well as attention to issues related to weight and overall health of each person. Lloyd Avery was an actor with great potential from a young age. Born on June 21, 1969 in Los Angeles, to a middle-class family in Baldwin Hills. Acting was a part of his life, as his younger brother also took up the profession. So it was no surprise that Lloyd soon fell in love with the seventh art. He began appearing in small roles in movies and television from the early 1990s, but his real breakthrough came when he was cast as Knucklehead 2 in John Singleton's classic Boys and the Hood in 1991. Despite the small role, Lloyd left a deep impression with his street-smart and menacing performance. The film was a huge success, opening up many new opportunities for him. After that, Lloyd continued to appear in big projects such as Poetic Justice, alongside Janet Jackson and Tupac Shakur. He was often cast as tough guys, street characters with a naturalness and authenticity that came from his own experiences living in Los Angeles. However, Lloyd's life began to take a darker turn as he became involved with real gangs and criminal activities. The line between his life and his character became increasingly blurred, leading to serious consequences. In the late 1990s, Lloyd got into serious legal trouble when he was charged in a 1999 shooting that left 2 people dead. In 2001, he was sentenced to life in prison for double murder. The life of a former criminal actor had now become a tragic reality. Prison life, which was harsh and dangerous, was not for him. On September 4, 2005, Lloyd was found dead in his cell at Pelican Bay State Prison. He was beaten and strangled by fellow inmates in an attack believed to be racially motivated. Lloyd died at the age of 41, a tragic end to a life that began with promise but ended in tragedy. His story is a poignant reminder of the fragile path between success and failure. Tupac Shakur is an immortal icon of hip-hop music and culture who has left a lasting mark on history. Born on June 16, 1971, in East Harlem, New York, Tupac Amaru Shakur was named after an Inca revolutionary, reflecting the spirit of struggle and change that he carried with him throughout his life. His mother, Afeni Shakur, was an activist in the Black Panther Party, so Tupac grew up in an environment of strong political consciousness and social spirit. Starting his career as a backup dancer and MC for the group Digital Underground, Tupac quickly stepped into the spotlight as a solo artist. His debut album, Tupacalypse Now, 1991, was politically charged and featured raw, direct rap lyrics that dealt with social issues such as police brutality, poverty, and injustice. Songs like Brenda's Got a Baby, which tells the story of a teenage girl who gets pregnant unexpectedly, reflected the dark realities of urban areas, which was rare in hip-hop at the time. Tupac was always a complex and multi-dimensional character. He could rap deeply about social justice in one song, then immediately switch to a vibrant, party-oriented song. Popular albums like Me Against the World and All Eyes on Me showed the versatility of his style, from emotional ballads like Dear Mama, an apology and tribute to his mother, to fierce raps like Hit 'Em Up, where he was not afraid to confront and respond to his enemies with honest and fierce lyrics. In addition to music, Tupac also conquered audiences on the big screen as an actor. Films such as Juice, Poetic Justice, and Above the Rim showed that he had a natural and intense acting talent, able to convey the same emotional power as his songs, making even small roles memorable. The 1990s were the height of the fierce rivalry between East Coast and West Coast hip-hop, and Tupac was one of the central figures in this rivalry. On September 7, 1996, after a Mike Tyson boxing match in Las Vegas, Tupac was riding in a car with Death Row Records CEO Suge Knight when another car pulled up and shot him 4 times. Despite being rushed to the hospital, Tupac died 6 days later, on September 13, 1996, at the age of 25. His passing left a deep sorrow and a legacy of music and revolutionary spirit that lives on in the hearts of fans around the world. Young Dolph, born Adolph Robert Thornton Jr., is a Memphis hip-hop icon with a down-to-earth Southern flair. Born July 27, 1985, he grew up in the inner-city neighborhoods of Memphis and has always maintained a strong love for his hometown. Young Dolph's music reflects the realities of life on the streets, with his deep voice and straightforward raps about hardship, the struggle to make money, and loyalty to the community. He began writing in the early 2000s, releasing several mixtapes that gained attention not only in Memphis but across the country. Albums like King of Memphis and Rich Slave established him as an independent artist who took control of his career, refusing to be tied down by major labels. Young Dolph is known for his independent lifestyle and maintaining his individuality in a high-pressure industry. He also had a spat with rapper Yo Gotti that drew attention in the Memphis hip-hop community but largely kept it to a healthy artistic rivalry. On November 17, 2021, Young Dolph's life ended tragically when he was shot and killed at Makita's Butter Cookies in Memphis, where he had frequented to buy cookies for his mother, an act of filial piety. 2 men approached Dolph's car and opened fire, killing him instantly at the age of 36, at the height of his career. His passing left a huge void in Memphis hip-hop and in the hearts of fans around the world. Aaliyah Donna Horton is truly a miracle in the music world. Born January 16, 1979 in Brooklyn, but raised in Detroit, she possesses a gentle, natural style that makes everything seem so easy and attractive. From the moment she stepped into the music scene as a teenager, Aaliyah showed herself to be a special talent with a voice that is both powerful and gentle. Her debut album Age Ain't Nothing But a Number was released when she was just 15 and produced by R. Kelly, with hits like Back and Forth and At Your Best, showing off her incredible vocal range and maturity on the music scene. However, it was her second album, One in a Million, with the collaboration of renowned producers Timbaland and Missy Elliott, that truly made Aaliyah a superstar. Songs like If Your Girl Only Knew and the title track One in a Million brought a breath of fresh air with creative beats and Aaliyah's smooth voice that blended perfectly. Not only a talented singer, Aaliyah also proved herself to be a potential movie star when she took on the lead role in the movie Romeo Must Die alongside famous martial artist Jet Li. Her acting was natural and convincing compared to her young age. She was also cast in the sequels of The Matrix, a major turning point in her acting career. Aaliyah's fashion style also had a strong influence with baggy pants, crop tops, and hair covering one eye becoming a symbol that many young girls imitated and is still popular to this day. However, on August 25, 2001, Aaliyah's life ended tragically in a plane crash in the Bahamas. She had just finished filming a music video and was on her way back to Miami when the small plane crashed shortly after takeoff. All 9 people on board were killed, including Aaliyah, who was 22 years old at the time. The cause of the accident was said to be that the plane was overloaded and the pilot was not licensed to fly that type of plane. Aaliyah's sudden passing left deep sorrow in the hearts of fans and was a great loss to the world music industry. Nipsey Hussle, whose real name is Hermes Joseph Asgodam, is a passionate and mission-driven rapper. Born on August 15, 1985, in Los Angeles, he grew up in the Crenshaw neighborhood, where he witnessed firsthand the struggles and challenges that many young black men face in America's harsh urban environment. Rather than being defeated by these circumstances, Nipe used them as motivation to build his life and career. He began rapping as a teenager, releasing several mixtapes that told honest stories about life in the neighborhood with intelligent and honest delivery. Early works like the Bullets Ain't Got No Name series established him as a serious artist, unafraid to tackle difficult topics like gangs, poverty, and survival, but always with a focus on finding solutions rather than criticism or lamentation. In 2018, the album Victory Lap marked an important turning point when Nipe collaborated with a major record label and received a Grammy nomination, marking his career maturity. The album was both a tribute to his own journey of overcoming difficulties and an inspiration for those trying to change their lives. Songs such as Racks in the Middle and Double Up clearly demonstrated Nipe's artistic development, while maintaining his honesty and credibility in the community. However, his life ended tragically on March 31, 2019, when he was standing outside his Marathon store when he was approached by Eric Holder Jr. After a tense exchange, Holder returned with a gun and fired several shots at Nipe before fleeing the scene. Nipe passed away at the age of 33, leaving behind a valuable musical legacy and important contributions to business and community activities. His passing is a great loss to the hip-hop music scene and those who have followed his journey. Chadwick Aaron Boseman is a talented and dedicated actor who has the ability to perfectly transform into any role he takes on. Born on November 29, 1976, in South Carolina, Chadwick studied directing at Howard University, and it seemed like he was destined for a career in the entertainment industry. He initially appeared in television shows like Lincoln Heights and took on small roles in films, but his real breakthrough came when he began playing real-life historical figures. His portrayal of Jackie Robinson in the film 42 not only brilliantly portrayed his athleticism, but also conveyed the baseball legend's dignity and determination to overcome racism. The film brought Chadwick closer to a wider audience and left a deep impression with his dedication and professionalism in acting. Continuing his career with the role of James Brown in Get On Up, Chadwick fully embodied the energy and strong personality of the King of Soul, making the audience feel like they were witnessing James Brown himself on screen. However, it was his role in Black Panther that took Chadwick's reputation to a new level, turning him into a global superstar. As T'Challa, the king of the Kingdom of Wakanda, he brought to the character strength, nobility, and cultural pride, especially meaningful to the Black community around the world. The film was not just a work of entertainment, but also a cultural event, conveying a positive and powerful image of Africa. Chadwick understood the great responsibility that the role brought and fulfilled it excellently, leaving great hope for the further development of the character. However, on August 28, 2020, the world was shocked when Chadwick passed away at home, surrounded by his family, at the age of 43. The news of his passing was deeply emotional because he had previously kept his battle with cancer private. Fans, colleagues in the entertainment industry, and many world leaders paid tribute to an artist who devoted himself to his art, while quietly battling his personal challenges with resilience and courage. DMX is one of the most fierce and influential hip-hop performers of the 1990s and early 2000s. Born on December 18, 1970, in Mount Vernon, New York, he grew up in Yonkers, in a rough-and-tumble environment that helped shape his unique and raw musical style. DMX's voice is unmistakable, a raspy, growling voice that can shift from fierce aggression to heartfelt, soulful sincerity in a matter of seconds, creating a powerful appeal and a distinct personality. His debut album, When It's Dark and Hell Is Hot, released in 1998, quickly climbed to #1 on the charts, cementing DMX as a force to be reckoned with in hip-hop. Hits like Rough Riders Anthem and Get At Me Dog quickly became classics, drawing listeners in with their powerful beats and raw energy. However, DMX is more than just a powerful rapper. He is also able to deeply convey complex emotions of pain, faith, and redemption in many of his songs, creating an inner depth rarely seen in the street music genre. In addition to music, DMX has also tried his hand at acting and has been highly appreciated for films such as Belly and Romeo Must Die, where he delivered charismatic performances with a striking personality, making him one of Hollywood's most versatile stars. However, DMX's life has also been marked by a long battle with addiction, which has had a profound impact on his personal and professional life. Despite multiple attempts to get sober, his demons have always been a challenge to overcome. On April 9, 2021, DMX suffered a heart attack at his home, reportedly caused by a drug overdose. He was taken to White Plains Hospital and fell into a coma for a week before passing away. DMX passed away at the age of 50, leaving behind 15 children and an emotional musical legacy that represents a life of constant struggle with personal challenges, as well as an undying dedication to his art and his fans. Sam Cooke was a voice of exceptional power, an artist you could count on to deliver a magical sound. Born on January 22, 1931, in Clarksdale, Mississippi, he grew up singing in a church choir, a background that shaped the soulful, heartfelt classics that Sam Cooke would later create. Starting his career with the gospel group The Soul Stirrers, his smooth, powerful tenor quickly captured the public's attention. However, Sam wasn't limited to gospel. In the 1950s, he branched out into popular music and became a rising star. Hits like You Send Me and Wonderful World demonstrate his ability to make simple melodies natural and emotional, making it easy for listeners to feel every word. In addition to his musical talent, Sam Cooke was also very smart in managing his career. He founded his own record label and publishing company, a pioneering and quite rare move for black artists at the time. His goal was to control his own music and pave the way for other young artists to do the same, laying the foundation for the future development of the music industry. However, Sam Cooke's life ended mysteriously on December 11, 1964, when he was shot and killed at the Hyundai Motel in Los Angeles by motel manager Bertha Franklin. According to her, Sam broke into her office, wearing only a sport coat and shoes, and demanded to know the location of a woman who acted in self-defense. But this official story has never been completely satisfactory, as many questions have been raised about his death. When he passed away, Sam was only 33 years old and at the peak of his career, leaving behind a big question mark about the circumstances of his death, as well as the profound musical legacy he built. His story goes far beyond what is reported. There are many unsolved mysteries that make people always remember a talented and tragic musical legend. Rich Homie Quan, one of Atlanta's most promising young rappers, has passed away, leaving behind many regrets in the hearts of fans and the music industry. Born on October 4, 1989, he grew up in Atlanta, the vibrant center of Southern hip-hop music in the United States. With his melodious musical style, combining smooth rap and singing with catchy hooks, Rich Homie Quan quickly created a distinct mark among a forest of talented artists here. His breakthrough was marked by songs like Type of Way and Flex, showing a subtle blend of rhythm and rap elements, contributing to the renewal of the hip-hop wave in Atlanta, emphasizing emotion and melody instead of relying solely on traditional strong sounds. Young fans were attracted to his music not only because of its authentic street feel, but also because of the depth of emotion conveyed naturally. Rich Homie Quan's solo career continued to thrive with a series of well-received mixtapes and albums. He had a loyal fan base that appreciated his versatility in songwriting and performance, from upbeat club-ready songs to deeply personal and introspective tracks. However, on September 5, 2024, Rich Homie Quan was found dead at his home in Atlanta. The cause of death was determined to be a drug overdose combined with multiple addictive substances. At the age of 34, he was still writing and contributing to music until the end, leaving a deep and emotional musical legacy in the hearts of music lovers. Whitney Houston had a voice that generations could only dream of hearing. Born on August 9, 1963, in Newark, New Jersey, she grew up in a musical family, with her mother, Cissy Houston, also a successful singer. Whitney's talent was evident from a young age, but no one could have predicted that she would become a global superstar. Her debut album in 1985 catapulted her to instant fame with songs like Greatest Love of All and How Will I Know, showcasing her wide and soulful vocal range, making Whitney a household name around the world. However, it was the song I Will Always Love You from the film Bodyguard that truly established Whitney Houston as a force to be reckoned with. The song stayed at #1 on the charts for 14 consecutive weeks and became one of the best-selling singles of all time. Despite her immense success, Whitney's life also had its ups and downs. Her marriage to Bobby Brown was tumultuous and publicized as they both struggled with serious substance abuse problems. Her voice, once clear and powerful, was gradually damaged by the effects of drugs. On February 11, 2012, Whitney was found dead in her bathtub at the Beverly Hilton Hotel in Beverly Hills, the official cause of death being drowning due to heart disease combined with cocaine use. The news shocked the world as Whitney seemed to be trying to get her life back together. She was only 48 years old when she died and was preparing to attend an important Grammy Awards ceremony. Bobbi Kristina Brown has never had a normal life. Born on March 4, 1993, she is the daughter of Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown, two big names in the music industry. From a young age, she lived in the spotlight and was closely followed by the media. Being Whitney's daughter brought privileges, but also a lot of pressure, as people expected her to inherit her mother's talent. She participated in reality TV shows with her family and seemed to want to follow in her parents' footsteps in the entertainment industry. However, Bobbi Kristina also inherited her parents' difficulties with substance abuse. Her childhood was associated with arguments and drug-related problems in the family. After Whitney Houston passed away in 2012, Bobbi Kristina was devastated at the age of 19. The pain was even worse because she herself struggled with addiction. On January 31, 2015, she was found unconscious in a bathtub at her home in Georgia, in the same condition as her mother. Despite treatment, she fell into a drug-induced coma and never regained consciousness. Bobbi Kristina died on July 26, 2015, at the age of 22, the official cause of death being pneumonia, with drugs and alcohol being contributing factors. Marvin Gaye was a true musical genius, born on April 2, 1939 in Washington, D.C. He grew up singing in church, but always dreamed of bigger things. He started his career at Motown Records in the early 1960s. He became one of the label's biggest stars and helped create the signature Motown sound that made Detroit the center of soul music. His early hits, like Pride and Joy and How Sweet It Is, established him as a major talent. But it was his duets with singers like Mary Wells and Tammy Terrell that really showed his versatility. Songs, like Ain't No Mountain High Enough, with Tammy Terrell, became classics that are still played today. But Marvin wanted to be more than just another Motown hit. In 1971, he released the album What's Going On, a work that dealt with serious social issues like war, poverty, and environmental issues. The album was initially Motown executives rejected it as too political, but it went on to become one of the most important albums in music history. Unfortunately, Marvin's personal life was troubled as he struggled with depression, drug addiction, and financial problems. His relationships were often stormy, and he had particular difficulty with his father. Marvin Gaye, his father, was a strict preacher. On April 1, 1984, while he was living at his parents' house in Los Angeles, he and his father had a heated argument, and in a fit of rage, his father shot him dead. Marvin died just one day before his 45th birthday. The man who had brought the world great music was murdered by his own father in a senseless act of violence. Black Rob is another tragic loss in the history of hip-hop. Born on June 16, 1969 in Buffalo, New York, he grew up in Harlem, where he experienced the difficult and challenging street life. It was those experiences that became a deep inspiration in his music. His deep, resonant voice, combined with his vivid and authentic storytelling, helped him quickly stand out among the crowded and talented hip-hop community in New York. The big turning point in Black Rob's career came when he signed with Bad Boy Records' Sean Puffy Combs' famous label, which produced many big stars and marked a new era for hip-hop. Woe single, released in 2000, became a huge hit, fully showing his unique style with strong melody, sharp wordplay, and characteristic voice that made listeners feel his true experience and emotion through each rap. Woe's success paved the way for his debut album, Life Story, which gave the audience an insight into life and the things that happened in his life. The challenges Black Rob went through Growing up in New York, he not only rapped about street life, but also expressed both the excitement and bitter consequences of that lifestyle. The sincerity and intense emotion in each of his words touched the hearts of listeners and created a big echo in the hip-hop community. Unfortunately, the last years of Black Rob's life were a series of days struggling with serious health problems. He suffered from chronic kidney disease and had to undergo regular dialysis. Health difficulties were further aggravated by financial problems, and sometimes he had to receive help from colleagues in the industry. Music remained his passion and the only motivation to continue fighting the disease. April 17, 2021. Black Rob passed away from cardiac arrest related to kidney disease at the age of 51, leaving deep sorrow in the hearts of fans and the hip-hop community after many years of resiliently overcoming life's challenges. Jam Master Jay is the heartbeat of Run DMC. Born on January 21, 1965, in Brooklyn, New York, he has become one of the most important DJs in the history of hip-hop. While Run and DMC are in charge of the rap, Jam Master Jay provides the musical foundation that powers their songs. Run DMC completely changed hip-hop in the 1980s when they blended rock elements with rap, most notably on the Aerosmith collaboration Walk This Way. The song opened the door for hip-hop to be introduced to rock fans and vice versa, creating a bridge between two very different genres of music. Jam Master Jay's mastery of turntables was a big part of that fusion. The group's success was groundbreaking, with albums like King of Rock and Raising Hell going platinum, proving that hip-hop could be a commercial success on a large scale. Jam Master Jay's DJing techniques have had a profound influence on many other artists and have cemented the DJ's place in hip-hop culture. On October 30, 2002, while working in his recording studio in Hollis, Queens, Jam Master Jay was shot and killed by two gunmen. The case has remained a mystery for nearly 20 years, leaving his family and fans desperate for justice heartbroken. It was not until 2020 that federal prosecutors charged two men in connection with the case, alleging it was related to a drug deal. Jam Master Jay died at the age of 37, at the height of his career, and still passionate about helping the next generation of hip-hop. Notorious B.I.G. Notorious, a king of hip-hop born on May 21, 1972 in Brooklyn, New York, grew up in Bedford-Stuyvesant, where he turned his difficult experiences into some of the best rap songs. With his impressive storytelling ability, Biggie could paint vivid pictures with words that made listeners feel like they were living right there with him. His smooth, natural vocals combined with clever and complex lyrics created a unique style. Songs like Juicy told of his personal journey from rags to riches, while Big Papa showed off his playful, charismatic side. He could easily move from hardcore street stories to radio hits while still remaining authentic. Biggie's success came at the height of the fierce rivalry between East Coast and West Coast hip-hop. Biggie's friendship with Tupac Shakur gradually turned into a bitter rivalry that divided the hip-hop community. This rivalry became increasingly dangerous, with actual violence breaking out between artists and crew. On March 9, 1997, while leaving a party at the Peterson Automotive Museum in Los Angeles, Biggie was stopped by gunmen in another car and shot several times. He died shortly after arriving at the hospital at the age of 24. The tragic death occurred just 3 weeks before his second album, Life After Death, was released. The album became one of the best-selling hip-hop albums of all time, with its prophetic title. Songs like Hypnotize and Mo Money, Mo Problems clearly demonstrate Biggie's creative power and immense influence despite his untimely passing. Minnesota Vikings talented young linebacker Kyrie Jackson, born on December 12, 2001 in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, has made his football dream come true through a challenging yet determined journey. Starting his career at Fort Scott Community College in Kansas, Kyrie quickly made an impression and successfully transferred to the prestigious Alabama Crimson Tide, where he trained with some of the nation's best players. His time at Alabama not only helped him improve his skills, but also attracted the attention of top scouts, including the Minnesota Vikings. Kyrie's final season at the University of Oregon was when he truly shined, showing his sharp defense and intelligence on the field, making it impossible for the Vikings to pass up the opportunity to own him in the fourth round of the 2024 NFL Draft. With his quick grasp of tactics and tenacious competitive spirit, Kyrie quickly made a strong impression at training camp, being considered one of the brightest and most promising recruits of the season. However, all of Kyrie's expectations and bright future were tragically cut short on July 6, 2024, when he and two former teammates were involved in a serious car accident in Prince George's County, Maryland. Kyrie's sudden passing was not only a great loss for the Minnesota Vikings, but also shocked the entire football community, as he had just begun to write his own success story on the professional field and had a bright future ahead. Among the most shocking deaths of black actors, each story leaves a deep sadness and lingering regret in the hearts of fans. From promising young talents like Kyrie Jackson to legends who have left an indelible mark, each life is a journey of ups and downs and inspiration. These losses are not only personal pain, but also a reminder of the fragility of life and the importance of cherishing every moment. Which of these stories surprised you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss other honest and touching stories about people who have contributed to the history of black art. Thank you for watching. Hope you will continue to accompany us in the next videos.